Hi guys, Fat Buddy Cat here. I just got a package in from ombwarehouse.com, Grey Goat Garage. This is going to be for the Doodlebug that we're putting the torque converter on. This is more of a performance package versus how I did the other ones, but some of the things are the same. We're going to be switching to 420 chain. This is a 54 tooth 420 sprocket. I already have the adapter on the bike from OMB Warehouse. This is the Ct200 Tab Plate. As you can see, you guys can polish these up. If you have the right extensions and stuff, you can get all up in there, but we're probably going to go ahead and paint that just like we did the other one. This is the mounting hardware for the motor and the plate. These are really nice, guys. See how they're threaded? So all you got to really worry about is getting to these down here. But I'll explain all that when we get to it. That's probably the most difficult part of this whole thing. This is our side exit staged header. It's inch and 5/16 at the end. So we got an inch and 5/16 RLV silencer. This is the open silencer, guys. Basically a pop stopper. Here's the real deal stainless steel. That'll hold it on there fine. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and get the wheel off the back of this bike. Alright, we'll get, that's the motor that we're gonna be trying to fit up on here. I already know that none of these holes are going to work out for us, so we are going to be drilling, guys. And I can't guarantee you that we're going to get anything quite that neat, but work in progress, guys. We aim for glory. Take what we get. This one came out good, but that one had who knows how many swaps done to it before it ended up in its final attire. But I love that bike and it rides really well. This is going to be its performance counterpart, so let's get at it, guys. I'm going to go ahead and get that see here, this is that sprocket adapter I was talking about. This is the same one that I used on this bike over here, so I'm going to go ahead and get that off, and I'll explain a few things when it's over on the bench. Alright, guys, this is pretty basic, taking it off. The axle goes through. So over on this side, we're just going to take the pin out, take the bolt off, not off. We'll have to take the spacers out. I believe we're going to loosen, I'm not sure if you had to loosen the hydraulic brake on this one. I know you do on the Trailmaster anyway, but I think that has to do with the adjustment system being in the back axle. So anyways, that's pretty straightforward. I'll get that thing off and get you guys back over at the bench. Alright? See you soon. Just do what this guy's doing, guys. I'll see you soon, guys. Uh-oh. Alright, guys. I got the wheel off of the Doodlebug, and this is what we got. I got it all apart, alright? Over here is our hardware that the split sprocket was mounted with. This is the hardware that the adapter is going to be mounted with. Alright, now let me show you something on these Doodlebugs, guys. Notice the hardware I chose. Alright, even with the little ring clips that go on those, and then I had to use a couple 10mm because I ran out of those. See how flush mount they are? There's nothing, I'm not going to add any washers or anything to this here. This is threaded also, guys, this end of the hub. Alright, the reason I'm using such flush mount hardware right there is because of this. All right, this tang, this axle hanger will hit if you don't use flush bolts. Say you went and used like a regular hex, like these here, those will not work. All right, unless you can get them shallow enough on the head. All right, maybe you could grind a little bit off or something, but I tried those before and they wouldn't work with this application. I just have my tools, my axle, you know, my spacers. My bearings are great, guys. I did a new tire on this bike a few months ago. All right, so when I did that new tire, I also did a new axle from OMB warehouse and also bearings. All right, guys. So here is our split sprocket adapter for the Doodlebugs. These are great to have. I'll never run a regular sprocket again on this just because of the options. I have several number 35s that were for this bike when it was on the clutch program. Now that we're going torque converter, you don't have to go 420, guys. That's just something I'm doing. You know, I mean, look at most bikes you buy, you know, that are stock with a 420 chain, jack shaft, torque converter. They run 420. We're going to be putting a lot of stress on that chain. Also, that motor's got some, it's going to have some more power if we even keep that motor. But let's keep it related to this right now. All right, so here's your sprocket adapter. All right. Now, normally you would look at this thing and you'd say, well, if I mount it this way, then my nice new sprocket will go on the outside and everybody can see how cool I am. And don't do that, all right? I've seen that done on numerous bikes, guys, and this counts for all of these adapters, all right? And most of the bikes they go on. Let me show you something. Like over on the Trailmaster, here's another OMB adapter. It's got a bunch of bolts in it. It's, you know, kind of, you would say it might be unsightly. I painted it black to make it look nice, right? But you notice what side the sprocket's on? The same side as the hub, guys. All right? When you put these adapters on, you want the sprocket to be against the hub, just like it is normally. A lot of people will try to make it look better. They'll flip-flop this thing, or it'll bolt up easier or whatnot. They'll flip-flop it, and they'll wonder why their chain's falling off. You know, a lot of times, you know, maybe they'll blame it on the shocks or something like that. That's a whole nother story with this bike. But, you know, we're doing something else today. So, you know, basically that's the installation we're going for right there. And you see how, again, I used very shallow head. I think those are 10 millimeters too. And I've used Loctite lock washers and nuts on the back of that, all right? So I've done this a time or two, guys. All right, so with this adapter, typically you can leave them on there. If I was just obviously changing a split sprocket, go around the outside. This not being a split sprocket, but still needing the universal adapter, we're going to put that on first. All right. So we know the sprocket goes on this side. The sprocket's going to go on the hub side. All right. So we already know it's going to go that way. So what that tells us is this is going to go like that, right? So that means we don't want our nuts hanging up this way, right, guys? We want our nuts hanging in. All right, so we'll put all our hardware on so that it's going in that direction from this side. All right, so I'll get that kind of started for you, and then I'll get you back on here. All right, guys, be right back. All right, guys, as I'm mounting this up, I was a little bit short for the other hardware that I had. I could have got the lock washer and nut, but it wouldn't have had a whole lot of thread on there. You know, I'm going to use blue Loctite anyways. Now I won't have to because these are all nylock nuts. So I just happen to have those, so I'm going to go that route. No washers or anything, just get them on, torque them on, and those will be fine. Alright, and then the next step will be using this hardware in these holes mounted this direction. Alright, and these, remember guys, the hub is threaded. So as we put these in, I'm going to be using a dab of blue medium strength Loctite. Alright, we want to be able to get these out at some point. Alright, so I'm going to get to that and I'll get back to you. Alright, here we are. Final product. This is what you should have, guys. Alright. Everything's torqued down, double checked. Blue Loctite. Looks good back there. If you ever have a strip out or a problem with your hardware not staying tight, you can put nylock nuts down there, down along the hub there where those bolts come through. But that is threaded from the factory, alright guys? So I'm going to go ahead and put the bearing in. Look at this, live. Boom. Put that in. Alright, done. This little one, when you put these on, little spacer on the sprocket side, big spacer on the other side. On the Doodlebugs, it goes this way, alright? I guess you could do it either way, but I remember I found this way being easier. With the hydraulic brake that I put on there, you can kind of line up your disc. Alright, just be careful you don't go bending the heck out of this, alright? But you can get your disc in there and be sort of lined up, and that will help. Alright, I'm going to get this up on the bench when I do this. So, it could be a little hinky. But I'll get it back on and show you guys what I did. Alright? Alright guys, so a little something I've learned with Doodlebugs. They're fairly happy little bikes, and if you're patient with them, and you take your time, they'll work with you, alright? But the reason I mention these little quirks is I've done these numerous times on these bikes. See down here, those bolts I was talking about? See how, like, you're looking at it right now, right? If you had some lock washers on there, you might look at that, or if you had some different bolts on there, you look at it and say, oh wow, look, it just fits, guy, right? Well, guess what? We haven't torqued this down or set the castle nut yet, alright? So, when this gets torqued, this frame is going to come closer, alright guys? And that's where you're going to run into that problem. Alright? So, it's important that you do that. Alright, I'll get this tightened up. Just want you guys to know that. Alright gang, here we go. Boy, that looks pretty snazzy, huh guys? Yeah, 54 420 teeth, guys, spinning around, putting all kinds of torque on the ground. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we got. The next part we're going to be working on is the engine mount. So obviously we needed this to get our chain on, or to at least be able to get a rough estimate as to where our sprocket's going to be. I could have done it probably with the 35, got it close and then done this, but we're just pretending that, you know, we're starting from a stock bike. So that's that. Let me get situated for the next video, guys, and I'll get to you. Alright? Hey, thanks for watching. She gonna be fun.